feels like we've only been here a couple of hours, but
I
we're
know,
already...
but
13th hour already.
The show is so exciting, it's really hard to see the time pass.
It's very emotional as well. There's a lot, you know, the emotional ride we're on with. For me, every time I see little Vera doing her freestyle, it breaks my heart, it makes me cry. The solo speed, that's so intense. Oh, I can't cope. What have we got going on next?
Up next, the four-way finals.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the small final for
Yeah.
the place from third and fourth. That's going to be between the Windor Fighters and the Guns and Waffles.
What will they do? Just one flight, two flights?
2 flights and potentially a third one if it goes into a tiebreaker. So
Right.
similar to what we've been seeing earlier with the dynamic two-way. They're going to go in for a battle on one draw. In again for another draw. If one team takes both, is the undisputed winners.
Yeah.
If each round is taken by somebody different, then they have to go back in for another split round.
Right. Wow. Okay, so you heard it there. This is what's going on. Window Fighters, Elliot Lewis, Alex and Raphael are putting the helmets on and ready to go. Do we know what the draw is? Have we been given that? I'm not quite sure. I'm just looking through my papers now, see if I can see it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, we got it.
We do have the draw, Regan, and as the guys are hugging it up, getting ready to battle it up for a place on the podium, they're gonna go in for a head-up mixed snake, a back layout, and a head-down shuffler. A fairly fast round.
All right, then. Okay. Whew, big blowout there from Elliot.
All right, getting into this head-up mixed snake. Over and under the ring on the back layout. Into the head-down shuffler, one of the fastest mixer. And they're down with their first page now on the 23-second mark. Looking good for the boys so far. We had them in an interview earlier in the studio, and they were saying that their main goal for this competition was to fly clean, and they've pretty much stood up to that. Most of their round were clean with no bust.
Let's get to Michael, 50 seconds. What do we think we're going to be? What kind of time are we looking at? We've been used to seeing the solo speed around 20 or 30 seconds, and we have the two-way, which is around about a minute. So this normally around 70 or 80, something like that we're going to get.
Yeah, probably. They're getting towards the end of their third page now.
I've got my pen on standby.
And they're out on a 69.226. And again, another clean round from the Windor Fighters.
Nice.
They're going to be happy with this.
Wow. So 69.226. That is fast for four-way, isn't it, Tommy?
That is pretty fast for four-way indeed.
Yeah.
And the Guns and Waffle jumping into the empty chamber, up and down, hugging it up as well. They know it's going to be a tough battle for them. They are less trained than the opponents, but they are individual amazing fighters. You can be sure they're going to put on a fight.
Right, Guns and Waffles, bit of a head shake there. And they're in.
So again, we're looking at a head-up mixed snake. Ooh, bit of a confusion here. Unfortunately, they got slightly lost flying the incorrect pattern, so that deducted 5 seconds, adding 5 seconds to their time, and also wasting a little bit of time picking it back up. And they decided to pick it back up straight from the vertical. They're starting their second page now on the 30-second marks. That is already quite way behind the performance from the Windor Fighters.
So 69.226 is what we've got written down here, Dommy, from the first flight.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, Regan, because they are starting their last page now on the 48-second mark. Looking good on the vertical, getting into the final shuffler. They are nearly down with this round, but that's not going to be enough.
1, 2, 3, 4. There was a bust as well, wasn't there?
A bust in there, giving them a final time of 76.558.
That raw score wasn't too far away. 69.2, 71 point.
Not too far, definitely a very good effort from the Guns and Waffle, but not cutting it for that round.
All right, so 2 flights.
The Windor Fighters are about to get back in with this next draw. That's going to be a head-up in-face snake, a classic, and a reverse mixed circle. A little bit of a longer draw on this one.
All right, then. Here we go, we're in.
flights are going one after another, meaning the judges haven't really needed to review anything. That's good for those guys. A really nice first page for the boys. Local instructor and local legend Raf Coudray teaming up in this dynamic four-way speedrun only event, battling it up for third place.
We get the clock on the screen, please, guys. We need the clock so we can see the time. Let's get the timer here so we can see what they're going to get on the finish. Right, here we are.
Right, they have started their third page into the vertical now. Finishing up those reverse mix circles.
Oh!
Ooh, with a bust here on the sideline, Regan.
5 seconds penalty, Domi. 1, 2, 3, 4, out the door.
You can
Right.
say on Elliot's face, and this light turning red, those 5 seconds added to their score.
So a chance now for Guns and Waffles. It's Window are not going to force that tiebreaker, are they? Unless we have something really bad here from Guns and Waffles.
It is definitely a ray of hope for the Guns and Waffle. They saw the team before them. Yeah, you can see he's praying. They know that they are not more than 5 seconds behind those guys as far as pure speed goes. So if they can get a clean round on this one, they might stand a chance of taking the round. If they do, we would go to a tiebreaker.
Yeah, I had it wrong way around there. That's what I mean. Guns and Waffles have got a chance now to get the tiebreaker, haven't they?
They do. That's
Yes.
exciting. And they know it. You can read in the facial expression, the little prayer with the hand, like, wow, breathing it, getting ready to go in. Those guys are not going to go down without a fight.
So 8-3.7, if they can beat that, Dommy, it is into the tiebreaker.
It is.
Right, game on. Judges are just reviewing what we've seen there. I've just been told that adds even a little bit more tension.
You can see Cameron moving his hands, kind of rehearsing the draw in his head, making sure they've got it straight. That's been something that's been happening with Guns and Waffle a few times during this tournament. And again, they are not extremely trained. They both put most of their focus and effort into the two-way. So getting into the four-way with slightly different line to fly and different draw to learn, it can throw you off guard a little bit. So definitely the memorization, knowing exactly what you're going to do and not having a second to think about something else, it's what's going to make the difference here.
You were telling me earlier about how different it is flying two-ways to trying four-way with the lines that you fly.
Yeah, especially in those snakes. In two-way, you get really used to stalling those lines, meaning that you're taking straight lines, kind of diagonal across the tunnel. And in four-way, you can't do that because, well, for obvious reason, number 3 and 4 are going to be right behind you. So you need to carve those lines a little bit more, and it can throw you off guard slightly when you have built the muscle memory of flying the line a certain way. Lots of communication between the team here.
Eyes wide.
Extreme look of concentration on Colin Robb's face.
It's a brilliant shot, this, isn't it? Getting that instant close-up reaction and anticipation. Love it. Here we go. They're in, Dommy.
Can they beat that score, Regan, of 83.762?
To force the tiebreak.
They know they need to fly this clean. If you see those lines turn red, then that's probably not going to make it. Oh, damn! Straight from the beginning, that's harsh. They still stand a chance if they fly their heart out, and I'm sure they will.
They've just got to go for it now, haven't they?
That's the only chance they have. Getting into this final page, only one bust. The Guns and Waffle comprised of Team Airspace Unleashed, 2 Canadian boys living in Belgium, and the VA Beach Boys coming from Virginia Beach, representing the US. They're about to get out of the tunnel with one bust with a score of 85.444. It's not gonna cut it.
Not enough, Tommy. 2.5 seconds. 2.4 seconds, should I say.
Well, let's see. There was a bit of a delay for those guys to get into the tunnel just before this round, which means that the judges were reviewing something.
Yeah.
So that leaves a room for maybe a surprise, a last-minute surprise from us and the audience. Let's see what they say.
Maybe that bust, the first bust we saw from Windor, didn't stand. Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe there's another bust added on top.
It is possible.
We'll find out in a minute, won't we? Tens action. They're going to get them both back in there, are they? Then do the hand up.
Absolutely. Both
award.
in there. Team who flies first goes towards the starting line. Team who flies seconds goes towards the finish line. And we have the win girl, the lovely Ali, in between.
Yeah.
And she's going to raise the hand of the winner first for the first round, and then a second time for the second round. If that hands get raised twice on the same side, this team is the undeniable winners, and they got that third place. If the hand gets raised one way, then the other, they go for a tiebreaker.
Here we go, it says. So the judges are still looking, Dommy. They've not invited them into the tunnel yet.
Not yet, making sure that they've got their bust right. It is a really tough job with being on the spot like this, knowing that people are waiting for you, but wanting to do your best and really make sure that those results are 100% legit.
And just remind us what the placings this will give us.
This is going to be for fourth and third, so there is a spot on the podium to be gotten here. Nervous faces in here.
Yeah, Elliot, you can really read his face so much, can't you, all the time? Raf there, just popping into shot. Singapore girls sat there like looking like a team, one leg one way, one leg the other way.
In the background, staying calm, waiting for their round. Close up on Raf, looking a little bit calm. He is no new to this kind of atmosphere, this kind of game. He's a seasoned competitors, used to deal with those nerves. The judges are discussing.
We can see the judges there in the shot for the people watching back home. Those white shirts, bottom right-hand corner of the action. You can see them actually reviewing the action, can't you, on the monitors?
Absolutely. Stopping, posing, reviewing. We have Cathy Bouet on the left. We have Kuba. We have David Petraco. We have Fabian Ramsey and Adam Matacola. Those guys have a really tough jobs. And we say we have long hours, but they do as well. And the pressure on them is incredible. They have very little time to do a very complicated job.
We were like a fly on the wall there, watching the judging process, weren't we? Looking over the shoulder, watching the review. It's a shame we lost that shot. Yeah. So it looked to me, Dommy, from my untrained eye, like they were looking at the centre line, looking at the ring, going up and over the ring, below the ring. It was kind of going forwards and backwards, the replay. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I think you might be right. I was struggling to see exactly what it was, but they're definitely taking